And yung mga ingredients dun sa vape mo, sa vape mismo, sa vape juice, mga binubuo ng mga substances na categorized as generally recognized as safe, GRAS, ng US FDA. So, mali po yung impression na mapanganib yung vape dahil nai-intimidate yung tao sa uso, hindi sa nakikita nila. Pero yung impact, palagay ko, mas may papaliwanag ni Dr. Mata ng mas mahusay.
Sige nga, bigyan niyo nga po ng konting karagdagan niya sinabi ni Kano.
The vape law actually facilitated yung introduction ng safer, no? Safer smokeless alternatives in the market. Kaya the availability of these products, having different brands existing in the market today is a good thing because people are now made aware of the presence and the availability of these products where they can make better choices and they have easier access to these alternatives. So it's really good. You can just imagine if we can just switch this. We have 17 million cigarette smokers in the Philippines today. Okay? If we can just switch them to these smoke-free alternatives, we will be seeing the demise of the deadliest product in the market in the years now.
So para sa kaalaman natin, I just wanna reiterate, sinabi niya, benign, no? Benign. There's a big difference between smoke-free and smoking. So sinasabi niyo na kung tatanggalin natin yung usok na may nicotine, magkaibang story naman yung dalawang yun. And you mentioned kanina, Doc, easy access. Now that is the alarming case naman po, attorney, I wanna ask you, no? Isa sa panukalang batas nito is accessible to the minor. No? Ano po bang masasabi ninyo pagdating?
The access here is given only to smokers.
Smokers.
Okay? Basic access. We have the vape law is basically there to with stringent measures to prohibit advertisement, and in the acquisition of these products, there is stringent requirements for all those who are buying. So it's already all in the vape law.
Speaking of stringency, attorney, dun po sa accessibility and sa minor natin.
Yung alam natin, smoking matagal na sa Pilipinas, di ba? So, actually, around the world yan. So, buti nga, mayroon tayong batas ngayon na sinasabi ng anti-smoking, doon nag-umpisa sa RA 9211. And ngayon, buti nga, meron tayong alternative smoking, hindi naman smoking, so alternative option, no? Sa non-smoking na. So, medyo mabuti yan. Importante sa hotel is, kasi I represent the hotel and restaurant in some sectors. Yeah. And we have to educate talaga lahat. So, first yung employees natin, and then most of all, we have to educate our guests also. So, we are now happy that the law has been implemented both sa anti-smoking RA 9211 saka the new one, the 11900. So separate na, tapos including, syempre yung law is walang access or denial to minors. Maganda yun. So hindi lang para sa mga kabataan natin sa future, covered yun.
So ang impact nito sa hotelier industry is pretty much you favor more kasi hindi siya masyadong nag-i-stay yung amoy sa kwarto at karamihan na i-stay ako smoke-free na talaga. No?
Yun lahat. Batas natin is almost all, if not all enclosure spaces ay bawal na sa smoking, di ba? So, buti nga meron tayong option ngayon for the comfort our guests or even our employees na meron siyang designated vaping area. And ginagawa natin yun for the comfort, especially the convenience of the guests, and sometimes of our own employees, but mostly for the guests. So, parang added service natin yan. So, they're very happy with it. So, yun, so as long as we comply with the law, wala naman problema.
So walang negative effects sa side ninyo?
In fact, it is, we are very happy because of the option of alternatives, may ibang option na aside from smoking.
Ka-Anton, Doc, I need you to educate me more. Kasi pag sinabi nating vape, alam ko ito yung ihigupin mo, di ba? There are different types eh. Meron tayong e-cigarette, meron tayong smoke-free alternative, meron tayong heated tobacco, Meron tayong oral nicotine products. Kasama ng aming mga kapanayam at nakikinig. Can you educate us more? Anong pinag-iiba ng bawat isa sa kanila? Okay?
Okay, so I'll take the mic first. Anyway, so the cigarette, the traditional cigarette burns tobacco.
Burns
the
tobacco.
tobacco leaf
Iwanag.
and creates smoke.
And creates
Smoke. And with it, also a tar and ash residue. And these are the culprits of why we have the smoking-related diseases that's killing half of its users,
wow.
half prematurely. Okay. Now, the alternatives, which are the smoke-free alternatives, we have the HTPs, we have the vapor products or the e-cigarettes, and we have the novel nicotine products like the nicotine pouches. So the heated tobacco product has tobacco in it.
Yes.
It is a moistened tobacco which is heated only up to the point of vaporization. So you're not burning it, you're just vaporizing the tobacco, okay? The liquid. And in this case, there's no smoke. So it has always been known that the smoke is the culprit of all the problems that we have with smoking. And now the vapor products does not have tobacco,
That's right.
but it has an e-liquid, which is a concoction of relatively safe substances like propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, nicotine, and flavorings. So again, there's no smoke produced because these are heated up to the point of vaporization. So it's just the vapor, just the vapor again. And the last one is, I think Anton is using this one, is the nicotine pouches. So you just place it between the gums and the lip.
Wow. Can you share with us what,
Yeah.
ano yung nicotine pouch na yan? Alam mo, sa ipin mo, hindi ko nga mapapansin naninigarilyo ka.
Hindi, wala na nga ngipin eh. Sa paninigarilyo, talaga nakakasira ng ngipin yun dahil kumakapit yung tao. So ang kahalagahan ng nicotine education, malalaman ng consumer na hindi niya na kailangan manigarilyo para kontrolahin niya yung sarili niyang panginilig o yung craving. Malalaman ng isang smoker na meron na palang alternatibo. Halimbawa, sasakay ako sa aeroplano, mapasok ako sa airport, hindi ko na kailangan magnigarilyo. Hindi na ako mahingin takutang pumasok sa lugar na no smoking, no vaping. Dahil may mga alternatibo tulad nito. So, yun na yung kahalagahan nun. Dahil, gaya nga ng sinabi ni Dr. Mata, ang cancer ay nanggagaling dun sa usok ng sigarilyo. Kapag sinunod ng sigarilyo, maraming chemical na kasama dun eh. Ang sigarilyo, tabako mismo, dahil pinitwit yung tabako, nilalagyan ng kung anong mga ingredient. Kapag nasunog, kasama ng carbon doon at ng mga nakaka-cancer. Pero dahil nga, sasabi ni Dr. Mata na hindi sinusunog, walang sumasama o kumakapit na cancer-causing agent. Kung meron man, napakaliit na bagay.
Pinabanggit vapor. Vapor. Ano bang less harmful? The vapor, aside from the tar residue, kaya less harmful. Can you expand a bit more bakit mas less harmful?
Sige, this is the difference between the vapor and the burning of the cigarettes. Okay? What happens when you burn the cigarette is that there's a chemical change. Let's touch a little of chemistry.
Please.
Okay, so it's a chemical change. You say it's a chemical change. It changes the substance into a new substance,
Okay.
which is the effect of the chemical reaction that occurs during burning. So there's an oxidation of the product. And the oxidation of the product using a temperature of 900 degrees centigrade, that's a burning temperature, will create chemicals. More than 6,000 chemicals, 250 of them are harmful, and 69 of them are carcinogenic or cancer-producing substances. Okay, so you can just imagine, the magnitude of this impact of the chemicals on the body once you inhale the smoke from the cigarette. All of these chemicals goes with it. Now, the vapor, on the other hand, is a physical change,
Physical change, not chemical change.
not chemical change. And physical change is just changing the form of the substance. So it remains as the same substance even if it's already vaporized. So because you're only heating it up to the point of vaporization.
So are you saying that nicotine is not the real cause of harm?
Definitely, it has been studied and it has been found that nicotine is relatively benign substance. Well, nicotine is highly addictive. That's why you have the addiction in cigarette smoking. But other than that, it does not cause cancer. There are no studies that points to the fact that nicotine causes cancer or cardiovascular diseases or respiratory diseases. There's nothing like that. Actually, why should you find nicotine replacement therapies over the counter or if that's a dangerous substance?
That makes sense.
So,
At dito naman, attorney, just a quick question. Representing the restaurant and the hotel industry, ano naman ang positive impact sa'yo nang maliban sa the guests are more comfortable? Is there anything you can share with us that transfers the mindset of people when it comes to smoking? Anong benefit nito sa inyong restaurant and hotel industry?
At first, sa industry natin, medyo nagpanic kasi maraming smokers pa at that time. And so when we started complying, marami pang alam mo na, may mga hardcore smokers pa eh. So, but of course, we have to comply with the law, and we think it's good for the nation. And so we have to remove the ashtray, and ng mga pasaway pa, nag-smoke pa sa kwarto. Siyempre, yung smell nun is baho, di ba?
Pero may bayad na yun if you smoke it,
may
25,000.
may penalty yan. But later on, as we go on, we notice that smoking, nawawala na. Talagang nawawala na dahil sa batas. At dahil sa education ng lahat, even yung mga patrons natin, medyo na sila aware na sila. And hindi na sila nag-iinok sa enclosure sa mga building. And in effect, na yung mga areas natin, yung mga environment natin ay lumilinis. And lahat masaya. Everyone is happy. The guests are happy, the visitors are happy, the family members are happy, even the employees are happy. And then our cleanliness, syempre, nag-improve na. So we are happy nga na meron ng alternative sa smoking. At least yung mga tao na hardcore na hindi sila makapag-stop ng smoke agad, makakaano sila ng ibang alternate. So that's what we are hoping for, yung mga hardcore smokers na hopefully mag-transfer sila doon and mababawasan.
So fake news pala yung nakikita natin ngayon na kumakalat yan na teenager, din nakatayo, 2 buwan pa lang na nag-vape, may cancer na. So fake news pala yung mga yan. Ito magandang tanong ko sa inyo. We already have the vape law that governs importation, manufacturing, sale, and use of smoke-free alternatives. Ang question, meron bang tangible benefit sa iba't ibang mga sectors natin?
Marami tumataginting. Unang-una sa BIR, siyempre nandiyan yung income tax, VAT, and yung excise tax. Bureau of Customs tariff and taxes, duties, tumataginting. Sa mga vape owners, tumataginting dahil naka-enhance ito ng income nila. And dun sa mga employees, para sa labor sector, yung mga bantay. Dati, nung wala pang vape law, kung magkano na lang iabot ng ano. Pero ngayon, na-formalize na siya, pinupunta na siya ng SS, pinupunta ng Lole. Kayo ba, nagbayad ng sapat na sweldo doon sa daily wage na. Yun. So, na-formalize yung sector, nababayaran ng pasto ang mga empleyado. So, tumataginting din, nagkakaroon sila ng pera. No? Ng kita. And of course, sa health sector, ito ang nami-misinterpret nila kasi hindi nila na-isolate yung nicotine, na yung nicotine ay parang caffeine lang din naman eh. Hindi naman pinagpapawal yung kape, may kape nga doon, di ba? Kasi kapag na-isolate nila yung idea na ang nicotine ay harmless, marami po ang maiiwas natin. Gaya sinabi ni Dr. Mata, yung mga namamatay, na avoidable naman ho talaga, avoidable death. Kapag gumamit po sila ng mga vapors nicotine, heated tobacco, at yung pinakita ko kaninang oral tobacco. Imagine, na marami ang maiiwas natin sa cancer, di makakatipid ang gobyerno. Yan po ang mga tangible benefits ng mga vaporized nicotine products.
Thank you, Ka. Tandaan naman tayo, magiging tayo ng mga katanungan ating sa mga panel guests. Ayan. Go ahead, kindly state your question at sino po sa ating mga panauhin ang inyong tinatanong?
Magandang umaga po. Ako si Mr. Choc Velasquez ng Elizabeth Broadcasting. I'm the executive director. Ang curiosity ko po dito sa pinag-uusapan po natin, I think kay Mata, I'm getting the impression that yung nicotine ay safe. But it is also interesting to ask, I believe, kung safe pa siya, tapos merong sinasabi kayo kanina na meron lang access ay yung mga smokers. No? So, at yung mga minors and parang non-smokers, seemingly, ay wala ring access, kundi mga smokers lang. If nicotine is safe, bakit natin kailangang alisin yung access sa general population? So that is one po na question. And thank you din for clarifying kanina na yung nicotine ay addicting. Kasi nasa question ko siya talaga kanina. Now, the other thing that I like to ask for, sa isang study, sociologically, ang isang nagpapa-attract sa mga tao sa paninigarilyo ay yung image na ikaw ay badass. And also, sa mga babae naman, yung idea na ikaw ay malaya, free, liberated. Do you consider that sa campaign to combat smoking?
Alright. Maganda yung tanong na yun.
Okay, so should I answer first? Okay. I hope you did not get me wrong. No? The nicotine is relatively benign, but I'm not saying that it's safe for everybody to consume nicotine. Okay?
Can you define benign more para at least
Benign
klaro-klaro?
is that has caused harm as the other as destructive as other products are in the market. No? But relatively benign, meaning it has addicting properties, which can, just like one place physically combined with the smoke, the cigarette. It causes the smoking to be addicting to the one using the cigarette. So relatively, it does not really cause the harm that has been always been told in the newspaper that this is the cause, the main cause of the problem. It's actually the smoke that's causing all the problem. So it's not as harmful as it is being shown or discussed in the media. Anyway, nicotine is just like Canton said a while ago, has been likened to like taking the coffee and have caffeine. Okay, it increases your blood pressure a little, increases your pulse rate, but overall it does not affect the body organs or the systems. Okay? Did you know that nicotine is also being studied as cure for some diseases like Alzheimer's, like
Parang marijuana.
yes,
Cannabis.
it's kind of a neurotropic substance being developed to enhance the memory. So that's why when you smoking, you try to you seem to be more relaxed, and yeah, that's part of the stimulation that's given to nicotine. So that's why I was saying that why is it that is nicotine so demonized nowadays? Because it's inextricably linked to cigarette. Okay? They are saying nicotine is bad because what they're actually saying is smoking is bad. because it's linked to
Of
smoking.
course, lung cancer. Yung second question niya po.
Yung image na,
Oh, yung macho.
yes,
At
yes.
saka libre-libre pamumuhay.
Yes.
Yeah, that Diwali, that's why we had the advertisements before, the one in Maro country, riding on a horse, macho image. Okay? And you're right, the women also want to display that they are liberated. It is like inviting disaster.
I do what I want. You have no hold on me. Parang gano'n. Sana nasagot yung mga tanong mo naman.
We are, there's a joke between us medical practitioners that when you are smoking, there's a fixation to the oral states. There's a stage in the development where you try to put something in your mouth all the time. You notice a growing child, everything that the infant touches, he puts in his mouth. So that's the oral stage. So probably they have fixation for some oral explanations.
Nais kong idagdag tungkol sa Philippine Vape Law. Kinaiingitan ang Philippine Vape Law. Ito ay isang landmark legislation. Kinaiingitan sa buong mundo. Sabi sana may ganyan din kami para ma-legitimize ang paggamit ng vape. Dito ba, Doktor? Tungkol doon sa 18 years old, yung access sa youth, ang Philippine Vape Law po, hindi po ginawa yan para sa mga hindi naninigarilyo. Yan po intended para sa mga smokers at mailihis sila towards less harmful or harm reduction processes or methods. At sa ganun, maging naiiwas sila sa sakit. Yun po ang philosophy niyan. Kasi sinasabi nila, nakakahikayat kayo ng mga sabi, hindi po yung intention ng Philippine Vape Law.
Actually, I think 60% in the vape law is protective of minors. Protective of minors.
Gaya nga ng sabi po ninyo, no? Education, awareness is the key to everything. Everything that's misunderstood is always miscommunicated. Anything miscommunicated is misinterpreted. Parang yung benign mo, di ba? Yung benign, di ba yun yung after B8 at saka bago mag-B10?
Ay, dagdag ko rin kanina, yung may mga nababalita. Nabanggit mo kanina, Pastor, na nababalita na 2 linggo pa lang ng hospital na. Ang ginagamit po kasi nila is yung mga marijuana videos. No, ginagamitan po yan ng oil, marijuana oil. Pagka hinugan mo yun, sinipsip mo yun, o hinipak mo, yung linggo na yan, oil yun, yung dispositive mo. Siyempre, Doktor, paliwanag na ako yung dispositive mo, marijuana oil.
Yung sinasabi ni Canton is...
In layman's term.
Yeah, yung sinasabi ni Canton was the thing that happened in the US before, yung Ivali.
Maski dito, meron doon sa Cebu.
Biro mo ang claim nila is because of the cigarette, Boston. When in fact, it is the adulterated e-juice. Naglagay sila doon ng marijuana at saka vitamin E, acetate, which is a thick, very thick yan na oily substance. Imagine mo kung nag-hit ka tapos in-inhale mo yun, talagang stick in your lungs. Lulutuin niya yung baga mo nun.
So maraming misinterpretation talaga.
Yeah, and actually, hindi tinutuloy yung sinasabi, parang pinipigil lang yung balita.
Siyempre. Kasama yan sa showbiz. Alright, we have another question coming in. Go ahead.
Nats Alpote, MSU Balita ng Bansa. Sir, itanong ko lang yung sinabi nga ni Toto si Sir Israel. Yung may nicotine pa rin, masabi niyo, kahit alam, a little. So, meron pa rin, kasi yung nicotine nga, ang sinasabi nga po, na pag-aaral na, pinatupos ng mga sakit. So, pag nag-start ako, tulad noon, high school ako, ngayon, 58 na ako. So, may ipon pa rin, magkakaroon pa rin ako ng sakit siguro. Kung totoo nga, sinasabi niya nga po na sa pag-aaral din, na hindi naman pala yung sakit ng mga sinabi ng mga pag-aaral.
Okay, again, nicotine is not the problem. Okay? It is the smoke. Ngayon, bakit meron pa rin nicotine doon sa ating alternative? Ang reason why alternatives came up is para ma-shift natin sila sa safer alternatives from smoking. So, kung hindi natin lalagyan, ang smoker kasi is addicted to nicotine. That is the addicting substance. That's why they cannot get out of smoking. So, if we remove the nicotine from the alternatives, hindi tatanggapin doon. Hindi niya magustuhan kasi hindi siya nag-enjoy doon. That's what they're looking for. Yeah. We're just trying to get these smokers out of the harmful effect of the smoke. Kasi imagine 6,000 chemicals, 250 of them are harmful, 69 are cancer-producing substances. If we can just get them out of the smoking, ayan na lang natin, mag-enjoy na lang sila ng nicotine. That's what they're looking for. No? But the mistaken notion kasi, kapag ina-advertise natin, oh, nicotine is good for everybody. No, it's only for smokers because we're trying to shift them from the harmful product.
That makes a lot of sense. Actually, growing up, you're going to see cigarettes with, makikita mo on the harmful effects of cigarette, but people are still smoking. So, ang point mo do, kakulit din yun, tigas na pulo nyo, ayaw nyo tumigil sa paninigarilyo, eto na lang, mas okay ito. Kesa naman mapadali ang buhay nyo rito, may alternatibo tayo. Yung ba yung mensahe po ninyo?
Absolutely.
All right, we have another question coming in. Sorry, Jordan. All right, from the element of confusion.
Neil Latober from the Tribune. What are the following substances that has positive result or negative result?
Ano daw mga bagay na may positive at negative substances with positive and negative impact also dito sa ating ginagamit today?
Negative or positive?
Yes.
So far, yung positive, namin nagsasabi, kabilang na ako doon, na nakakaakit na ako ng tatlong palapag ng sagdanan. Kung ako'y naninigarilyo, nakakakonsumo ako ng 2 ka, nahirap na ako. Na-hospital pa nga ako. Muntik na. So yan ang benepisyo. Kung naman doon sa negative, of course, nandiyan yung accessibility. Wala akong mahihikayat kung wala akong nakikita mga vape shops.
Yes.
So, yun po ang isa sa mga negative impact nito. Hindi ko sila nahihikayat towards harm reduction. Kung wala ko silang nakikita, mga produkto na available sa kanila. Kung ang nakikita nila ay yung sigarilyo, natural, maninigarilyo sila. At para doon sa mga gusto huminto, hindi mo sila natatakot doon sa GHW, practical quarantine. Ang kinakatakutan ng mga smoker ay yung bumibitaw sila ng sa sigarilyo at sasabihin ng doktor, oh, ngayon pala, antimanon ka naman ng sigarilyo, nakakatakot yun.
Okay, thank you. Doc, anything you want to add?
Well, the other benefit may be very obvious to everybody. Yung environment natin, tingnan nyo. Kasi this smoke, when you emit the smoke in the air, it stays there for hours. Okay? And sticks to any materials that it touches or for days. Yan. Kaya kahit nasa bahay ka, pag umuwi ka, pagka hindi mo nilapan yung damit mo, amuyin mo after several days, may amoy pa rin ang sigarilyo. Now, the vapor stays in the air only for 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Wala na. Kaya, we don't smell any after smell. Walang vapor.
Can't argue with that.
So, environment is cleaner with vapor.
All right. Sige, one more last question. Go ahead.
Just a follow-up po. So, do we encourage po the public na mag-shift po tayo dito sa vaporized cigarette? Instead doon sa traditional na cigarettes po? Kasi mas, sa tingin nyo, mas safe po ito.
Yes. So, strictly for smokers only. Okay? We're not talking about people. Baka mamaya yung mga non-smokers, let's shoot. No, that's that. Absolutely no. It's not safe also. Okay? It's not absolutely safe. There's still harm in vaping. We have to understand that. And the nicotine, there's still harm for people in many ways, no? Because they are addicting. Okay.
So in our closing segment, attorney, any last messages po for our...
Teka muna, pasjip, sa consensya na, sorry na po. Para kay Attorney Yap, sana naman po magkaroon kayo ng kampanya na yung inyong mga establishment, yung inyong mga restaurant ay friendly sa mga non-smokers pero gumagamit ng mga vape products.
Requisition lang, lambing.
Gusto lang po.
Lalambing.
Definitely yan. Now, ang masasabi ko, first of all, thank you. Meron tayong forum na ganito. I'd like to encourage yung mga smokers to shift, no? To start shifting to other alternate. Actually, ang game natin dito, hopefully, to stop smoking. But alam naman natin, it's been with us for so long already, it will take time. So let's do it in stages. All the stages is going to, I believe, going into the alternates. Sa vaping na yun, one of them, no? And maybe nicotine, sabi ni Ka Anton dito. That's a very positive way. We just always have to keep in mind that one day of no smoking, one day of less smoking will be a one day nearer reaching our goal of no smoking.
Ayun. Thank you, Attorney. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Kanton, ano po ang yung huling mensahe para sa publiko ng Pilipinas?
Una, nagpapasalamat ako sa Agenda Forum, sa iyo, Pasji, sa pag-anyaya ninyo sa amin, ang mga co-panelists ninyo, and sana makarating sa publiko yung mga misnotions, yung mga misinformed citizens natin na i-consider, pag-aralan, mag-research kayo tungkol po sa nicotine. Kasabihan nga pa, yung po sa isang pamosong researcher, noong 1976, sabi, people smoke for nicotine. They die from the tar. Ayun naman, kailan ba sila namatay hindi po sa nicotine. Yun lang po, Pasji. Maraming
Thank you,
salamat.
Kanton. That's Kanton. And of course, Doc Lawrence.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Pasji. Thank you to my fellow resource speakers for the information. And thank you everyone for listening. And most of all, I thank, very thankful for government for the legislative move to provide the Filipinos, particularly the 16 to 17 million Filipino smokers, access to safer smoke-free alternatives. So the vape law actually did not only enhance the public health awareness, but it also encouraged the smokers to explore, to have alternatives, new methods of nicotine consumption are safer. Okay? As a medical health practitioner, I always say to my patient smokers, stop smoking. But the next best thing, if they don't want to or they are unable to, is for them to explore these new alternatives, which have been proven to be much safer than the traditional smoking.
Thank you, Doc. Sa maliwanag po ang mensahe ngayon, hindi nakaka-high blood ang lechon. Yung naubos na lechon ang nakaka-high blood. No? At hindi nakakasama ang baboy, yung taba ng baboy yung pala nakakasama. So ganoon din po ang mensahe ng ating mga bisita ngayon. Kung hindi mo rin lang nawatigilan ang paninigarilyo, baka pwedeng pag-isipan mo ang alternatibo. At ito ay mensahe sa mga naninigarilyo. At ito ay tinatangkilik ng ating mga restaurants and hoteliers para sa environmental and health causes. Huwag niyong kalilimutan kung napapag-usapan. Dito lang po sa The Agenda.
Good.
Gagaling niyo. Pwede po kayo, i-invite po kayo ng mga ating mga media para kausapin po kayo. Picture mo tayo. Ayan. Ano gusto yung picture yun? Nasa behind the camera or siguro members of the media, pwede silang interviewin doon sa labas.
Yun.
Kaya siya, Tony. Very educational. Grabe, dami na ito doon. Di ba?
Good. Live tayo.
Alright. Very things. As usual.
Kung patay yung diretso, may parto pa eh. No.
What happened is, kasi ano yung use of those are in the quality product. So they use antiquated antiquated batteries. So we found out.
Standby po tayo, may second round po tayo ng puro.
Make sure that the standard safe. So imagine we don't have to these people who knows where they're being made, backyard production. It's very dangerous for our smokers. Good. That part of the big is important to be able to screen this. We don't allow it. Avoid it. Because the government without the law like that.
At Pangilinan po.
Darin, tape down. Dapat ba yun isang sa?
Okay, part 2 ha. Ay, mamaya ko na, may part 2 tayo.
Sir, meron ka na ba? Libro ng ating host. Original host.
Sa'yo, sir.
Sige, ano ka?
Sabi mo? Yes, so may part 2 pa. Medyo hinihintay pa natin. At sino pa ba mga guests? Sino ba mga guests? Hindi ko alam. Oh, ikaw muna.
Well, ngayon merong another guest years ago, second event na natin sa Pilipinas sa forum sa Pilipinas. So, nabigyan tayo ng pagkakataon na gina-interview natin si Doc Mato. So, pinaliwanag niya po, yung pong mga nakatakot po doon sa fake naman sabi niya fake news. And of course, hindi siya ganun pero but okay siya na maging alternative doon sa mga smokers, sa mga naninigarilyo. Mas safe na gamitin yung sa cigarette. No? So yan, sa pamingin na ginagawa niya, nagkikengkoy na lang po siya. So, totoo natin to sa ating so may dalawa po tayo. Hi naman, check na. Hi! This is cute. Okay. Ang ating mga hi ka naman pare. Yan ang ating mga kumparas. Kasama natin po tayo sa Pilipinas.
Thank you po.
Here's another event. Pakinggan po ulit natin.
Umaga. Una po salamat sa pagpunta. May mga miscommunication tayo na hindi ko inaasahan yung ibang mga pangyayari, but it is the same. We're here to present to you people's perspective. First, pakilala ko yung political economic event of researchers and strategists. We organized it in March. Actually, na-organized na siya before that. Registered it officially, inaugurated in March. Bagong consulting firm, pero mga luma ng mga tao, you can look at the profile of the firm sa aming website, peers.ph.org. We're basically composed of policy professionals, researchers, and academics. For the longest time, we've been doing consulting work with different organizations and leaders, both in business and in government. And I'm proud to tell you that we are really a good mix of professionals from different backgrounds and experience. We are joined by no less than our fiscal expert and taxation expert, policy, our Vice President, Dr. Antonio Avila. He has long been serving as a consultant to various international organizations. Again, I will not mention much of the background as you can simply visit our website. We are also joined by our legal expert, Attorney Judith Tegala, has also been involved in many legal work, not only in the local government, but also in the elections and even in usual legal issues. And of course, we have our data mining and statistics expert, Dr. Mosha, will be presenting the results of our survey. This is not the first time that we will be doing this, except that we thought because of the filing of the certificates of candidacy, 1st of October, we thought of feeling the pulse of the public and finding out whether at the onset of the election period, some of our voters, our people have already started percolating or deciding who to support, and what issues are at the top of their minds. What we're going to present to you is a snapshot of the result, because there's a full result that analyzes even the very detailed socioeconomic profile of every voter. We conducted the focus group discussion in June. This is a series of political studies that we'll be doing, both quantitative and qualitative resources. Again, you will feel free to access our reports in the website. We're also very active in social media. We have a regular program in the social media. We are intent really on informing the public on the key issues. So this is a non-commissioned survey, as will be explained by our data expert. And precisely as a company, we have really made sure that we conducted an independent survey that can really measure how the people has been reflecting on the coming election. So let me present to you our data mining expert, Dr. Mosha.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to share the results of the October survey conducted by peers or political, economic, elemental research and strategies. The survey was conducted for 3 working days, October 29 and 2/31, which is an ample time after the filing of the candidacies on the first week of October. And the coverage of the survey is a nationwide survey. We have considered a balanced representation of voters and respondents from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and National Capital Region. We have conducted a scientifically acceptable approach in the conduct of the survey at 95% confidence level and plus minus 2.5 margin of error, which is the standard practice for conducting nationwide research. And we have conducted this in consideration of the randomness of the respondents using a multi-stage cluster sampling technique in order to ensure representation of our voters who will be electing their leaders, senators, party lists, and local leaders in the upcoming elections. So first and foremost, I will be presenting the detailed discussions or the detailed results of our preferences for senators. As you can see on our screen and in the press release that we have provided to you, top one for the senatorial candidate garnered 57.7% of the preference, and that's Erwin Tulfo, followed by Ping Lacson, 47.61%. Senator Tito Soto of the NDC garnered 46.04%. And Senator Pia Cayetano at 45.44%. As you can see in the screen, it's highlighted green because this indicative of a very safe spot, and this might likely be occurring in some months that we will be conducting surveys. We're going to check on the stability of those stable positions 1 to 4 as we go or conduct another round of survey in the upcoming months. The following were in the 5th cultural spot. So these are the highly volatile positions, which means that given specific circumstances, ay mga pagbabago po yung ating rankings. But definitely in our first round, we have Ben Tulfo at 39.6%, Dr. Willie Ong at 39.03%, Manny Pacquiao at 30.6%, Bong Villar for 31.6%, Camille Villar of Nationalista Party 31.38%, yung Senator Bato de la Rosa on the spot 31.22%, dating Secretary ng DILG Benjamin Benhur Abalos at 30.89%, and former Senator Gringo Nasan at 30.4%. So as we can see on the screen on the rankings, these are highly volatile, and this specific spot will likely change if in case there will be changes of preferences percentages among our voters. Now, a lot of things could happen in the senatorial slot. A lot of factors are being considered. So we have included here the possible wild cards who would likely be included in the much coveted to Trump spot, and that includes those lineup of senators in the 11th to 15th spot. We have here Senator Lito Lapid, we have former Senator Francis Pangilinan, Senator Amy Marcos, former Senator Bam Aquino, and dating Makati Mayor Abdi Bilan. So these are the ones that are solid and established in their local and national career in terms of politics, and these are likely influential in the preference of voters across the country in selecting this particular yung particular ng mga kandidato. So naka-enumerate po yung mga other candidates on the same page. That also includes senators, so Senators Bongo, and itong ating si Mr. Willie Villame and incumbent Senator Francisco Lim. So they competed around ito yung 20th, top 20 ng ating slots for senators. For the party list preferences, the survey captured basically everything, but then we will be reporting the usual 30 party lists that resonate with Filipino voters. Ang pinaka-significant po na nakita namin sa findings is yung 4Ps or 4Ps, which is indicative of a broad demand for economic empowerment and poverty alleviation. The second one is Duterte Youth, which is 4.83%. Top 3 is Tingog Sinirangan, followed by advocacy groups Kabataan Party, ACT-CIS, Juan Aguila, Gabriela Uswag Ilonggo. So if in case you will see the top 10 to top 11 to 13 spot of our party list, you can see that our Filipino voters are into diverse range of advocacy focused groups that represents economic, poverty alleviation, and regional representation. Ang presence po ng ating mga party list like Kabataan, Gabriela, Duterte Youth, ACT-CIS, these are advocacy groups. These are, some of them are affiliated with the Makabayan Bloc and they're advocating for urban poor alleviation. Meron din po tayong mga associations or mga party lists related to senior citizens like the United Senior Citizens, which are basically representing safety welfare and specific community needs. Apart from that, we have in our top 21st and 30th other advocacy groups such as Kamanggagawa, Aga, Akat, Kalinga, Ahon Mahirap, Bisaya, Do Aksyon, Magsasaka, Babae Ako, PBA, among others like BHW, Vendors Party List. So kung titignan po natin ang ating listing, two ang common themes ng ating selection for party list, those are who are actually focused on regional concerns and those concerns for economic and poverty alleviation concerns. Now, apart from the party list representations, nagtanong din ang peers as to ano yung political preferences ng ating mga voters. So first, tinanong namin sila as to their preference on voting for someone with proven, kung may conviction about or convicted with a crime. No? So 88% or close to 9 of our respondents reported that they won't vote for a candidate with proven conviction. So among others, meron naman tayong mga candidates that are reported to have been filed cases and meron silang conviction na na-overturn or meron mga specific na mga na-absolve na mga cases. But then our respondents across the country is very clear that they won't vote for a person. In fact, almost 9 out of 10 voters say that they won't go with a person with clear conviction of a crime. Pangalawa is tinanong namin po yung ating mga participants as to boboto ba sila or are they going to vote for someone who is clearly in a political dynasty or may mga kamangyan or they have siblings or relatives who are political figures. And nakita namin ang specific dynamics as to the division of these voters. In fact, 2/3 of our voters are fine with electing yung mga nakikita nila that this is actually of a sense of continuity. So kita na it is actually much more grounded on sense of continuity and sustainability of the established programs of their predecessors, like their husbands or fathers or parents, no? And it was just a continuation of the legacy. One third of that is basically a strong aversion in the election of those political dynasties or clans. Finally, ito is a very important and a very interesting question. Tingnan namin ang aming mga participants as to their preference on whether they will go to a specific candidate that is endorsed by past or current president of the country. And based on our results, 85% said that they don't go with, actually their choice is much more personal and relying on their specific knowledge about the candidate, and that particular preference or endorsement of a president is not given so much emphasis or weight in the consideration. And 14% said that yes, malaki yung impluensya ng presidential endorsement, whether it's the previous president or the current president. So what is good about the survey conducted by peers is that we also conducted socio-demographic analysis so that we can know kung sino yung mga strong na mga candidates natin as to different segments of our voters. So we have this socio-demographic segmentation as to their age group, as to their income levels, house ownership, as well as age brackets. So, key takeaways po sa nakita namin na survey results is that female respondents show stronger inclinations towards candidates and party list focus on health, education, and social welfare. However, male respondents prioritize candidates with law enforcement and economic development track record. So yun nakita namin disparity as to the patterns of selecting a specific party list or senator when grouped according to gender of our respondents. In terms naman sa edad, no, nakita natin sa pattern na yung younger voters age 18 to 35, mas prefer nila yung candidates and party lists that are into job creation, that are in digital transformation, and reforms to education. But yung ating mga older voters, they place importance on healthcare, governance, and law enforcement and security. So, nakita din namin, apart from that, no, on the final takeaway, nakita namin na sustaining naman ang gusto ng ating mga botante as to change, transparency, and direct engagement with public concerns. So, candidates that are more appealing to them should have a specific agenda focused on social services. Now, this is actually recurrent, or this is actually reflected on the preference for party lists such as 4PS, ACT-CIS, and even advocacy groups like Gabriela, in addition to regional representations like Tingog and Bicol Saro. And finally, based on the survey and other na mga demographic segmentations, which would be available on our website, we hope that we can sustain in conduct of the collection and survey so that meron pong guidance sa ating mga voters as to the kind of candidates that they will be electing. Because kung titignan po natin yung data, hindi po talaga decided, hindi pa kompleto halos lahat ang 12 senators ng ating mga voters. Almost 15% of our voters have not decided on a party list yet. So, peers will be conducting several rounds of surveys, and we will still be updating our friends in the media as to the changes of these surveys. Sir.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Actually, more than the quantitative survey that has been reported to you by Dr. Lee, we've also been conducting focus group discussions and validates the numbers that have been reported to you. Again, how we wish we can discuss to you the whole report, pero just to give you an idea, almost 50 pages yun, no? So, pagtagal tayo. So, kung merong interesado siguro, they can contact peers so that we can properly brief them, no? Because there are strengths and weaknesses on the basis of geographic area. So, makikita natin sa mga lugar, sa mga probinsya, malakas, at bakit malakas, bakit mahina. Siguro makikita din natin in terms of campaign, no? Kung talagang ang campaign ay sustained, no? All throughout the country. In fact, when we were conducting the field work, medyo naka-encounter pa kami ng difficulty kasi yung iba namin mga field interviewers hindi makabiyahe doon sa island provinces, no? Masbate and Catanduanes. But just as precisely because we wanted to really have a good idea of how the different voters, no, from different areas really are making their decisions, talagang pinuntahan pa din ng aming mga field interviewers dyan. No? So, bukod doon sa geographic area, nabanggit din ni Doc JP, hinimay namin, no? Hindi lang in terms of age bracket, hinimay din in terms of gender specifics, no? Kung babae, lalaki, kung LGBT, tinignan namin in terms of socio-economic standing, tinignan din pati sa klase ng trabaho. No? So there's a disparity between blue-collar and white-collar workers in terms of preferences. So this is going to be useful, particularly when we try to track, no, the changes in the preference of the voters as we move along. No? So doon sa aming FGD, lumilitaw na ang mga botante, kung binigyan mo ng choice, no, talagang aalamin nila yung mga choices nila. Kasi pagka tinanong mo, boto ba kayo ng magkakapatid na sabay-sabay tumatakbo o may aabutan na kapatid o kamag-anak doon sa kanilang elected position, overwhelming yung sagot na hindi sila boboto. But as you can see, the numbers somehow suggest it's different. So pag tinanong mo ulit sila, bakit ganon? Pero sa numerical survey, lumalabas yung pa din yung mga pangalan na nakikita. Ang sagot po ng ating mga kababayan, yun kasi yung choice na alam nila. Sa madalit sabi, yung mga alternatibong kandidato, hindi pa siguro nakikita ng mga botante. No? At the end of it all, the more important thing to remember is that, again, this is just the start of the election cycle. So I suppose in the next few months, there will be some material changes that we can still expect. No? Hindi ko pala napakilala yung sarili ko kanina, yung iba sa inyo siguro kilala na ako. Ako po si Professor Ed Tayaw, no? Matagal nang nagko-komento sa politika. No? So ito po ang aming findings bilang isang firm. So we're ready to take questions. Kasama namin, sinama namin dito ang aming expert on public policy at ang abogado namin kasi pag tinignan din po ninyo yung mga numbers, I'm sure may mga issues na legal na baka sa tingin ninyo maaaring pag-isipan o matanong, no? Dahil whether we like it or not, syempre halalan ito at I'm sure that there are legal options or issues that you would like to clarify. So we're opening the floor for questions from the media.
Okay. Good morning, I'm Nino Aklan from Hatap. Sir, credibility is very important, right? So if you agree with me, since bago lang yung company nyo, how credible is the result of the survey para ma-convince yung reader and na talagang there is a credibility of your survey result?
We're not here to convince everyone of the credibility because the credibility will come out later. Because sabi nga nila, the fruit of the proof of the pudding is eating. Hindi mo pa makikita mo yan pagdating sa halalan. Ang survey, kaya nga ang tanong sa tao, kung ngayon gagawin ang halalan, sino ang iboboto mo? Kung halimbawa sinabi ko si Pedro ang iboboto ko, katapos nun, pag-alis ng interviewer, biglang may nabalita na si Pedro pala may ganitong involvement. Bago na agad yun. Ang pwede kong masabi sa'yo, kumpara sa ibang survey firm at maraming mga established firm, ako ay hindi lang involved sa peers. Ako ay professor, no, at marami din akong experience. Hindi lang ako kasama ng 10 mga kasama ko, alam namin yung tunay na survey na face-to-face talaga. No? So I'm not about to convince you that hey, we're a credible firm. You will find out later whether it's credible. But what I tell you is, you can check the website and you can check the membership of the firm, and you will find out that all of us are very not only credible but experienced people. Okay.
Sir, at the same time, the survey is, would you agree with me that it is mind conditioning already for the 2025 upcoming election?
No. Magandang tinanong mo yan kasi yun ang dapat natin i-correct. Kaya nga, ginagawa namin is put sa survey, pero regular kaming naglalabas ng mga komento namin, no, para ma-inform ang publiko. Okay? Hindi dapat nung isipin na kapag kami nakitang survey, nangunguna si Mario, mananalo na kagad si Mario. In fact, pag tingnan mo yung mga naunang interview na hindi peers ang nag-conduct ng press con, kumbaga in-interview ako ng media, lagi kong sinasabi, no, lalo na yung mga naglabas ng survey na para sa 2028 election, napakalayo noon, iho. No? So, para sa akin, medyo kalukuhan yung maglalabas ka ng survey, ang halal na pinag-uusapan, yung susunod pang halalan. No? So, maling sabihin na pagka may survey, pero ang top 10, no, iyon na yun. Actually, makikita mo dito sa resulta namin, mula kay Senator Manny Pacquiao, pababa, halos magkakapareho sila. So this can very well change. No? And I also would like to invite your attention to the 2004 elections. No? The lead of the former President GMA in the final result proved to be not the same as what was predicted by many survey firms. Second, 2013, all the survey firms said Senator Grace Poe will be in rank 8 to 12. Ano nangyari? Number 1 si Senator Grace Poe. No? Kaya alam mo yung tanong, yun ang palaging tanong, credibility. Malaman mo ang credibility leader. Kaya nga may mga survey firms na nagsimula sila hanggang ngayon nandito pa kasi nakita natin na reliable yung mga resulta. So, etong sa peers, kaya nga kanina sinabi ko na bagong kumpanya pero mga lumang tao. Sa sabi kapag kinala mo yung mga miyembro, mga dati nang nakikilala ninyo at na-interview sa TV at radyo sa dyaryo, no? At kilala din sa babayan, no? So, ang punto ngayon dito, malalaman natin talaga, no, katulad ng mga nangyari sa mga ibang survey firms, na kapag alangan yung numero, mahalata mo Pero nga labas ng survey, nangunguna yung isang kandidato, hindi lang dito sa survey namin, kung hindi sa survey ng iba pang firm, wala naman siya dun sa top. So makikita mo, you will be able to compare and contrast the different results of the different survey firms.
But the accuracy of the result of the survey, sir?
Uulitin ko, kuya, ang accuracy po ay hindi question sa siguro explain mo na lang Dr.
Yes
JV.
po. Actually, unang-una yung pagkakat ng survey ng peers is done on scientific manner. No? So there is a science behind it, and that particular science discusses on margin of error and confidence level. And part of that, we ensure ang ating pong sampling is talagang representative across the demographics. Nakita natin, o sinabi ko kanina, there is always a representation of survey as to the balance of Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and NCR. And what we did is, in order for us to minimize biases in sample, what we did is to ensure that these are capturing specific demographic segments. Hindi lang po kami nag-enumerate basta-basta na itong pipiliin, but we also consider other socio-demographic variables para naman kapag magkakandak kami ng segmentation, there would be nuanced analysis. Makikita natin na na-discuss natin sa ating press brief na talagang meron siyang gender segmentation, meron siyang income segmentation. Sa full report natin, meron ng age bracket segmentation, merong house ownership segmentation kasi may mga boboto tayo that are tackling housing issues. So we did deeper analysis which is only found in peers and are not found in other survey companies to ensure that we can capture basically things that would be asked by our friends in the media. Pangalawa po is meron po kaming gawang statistical controls. Yung statistical controls po natin, ginagamit po siya to eliminate biases such as identification of non-response. May mga specific ng mga response na hindi nag-respond. And how do we ensure that if they are randomly selected, we will still ensure that the next respondent is randomly selected. Kasi hindi po pwede na random dito sa Luzon, dito naman sa NCR targeted. No? Kailangan po nating tingnan yung ating analysis. That's why I was stopped by peers because apart from being a statistician, I did data mining to see the patterns of irregularities. So para makita lang po natin makontrol po natin ang mga specific issues on similar percentages. Yun po yung nakikita namin na malaking issue na usually common sa ating mga survey companies. So yun po yung aming mga ginawang technique to ensure validity and reliability of our results.
Yeah, may dagdag ko lang since day one ng inorganize ang peers ay sumama na ako. Unang-una, malaki naniniwala kay Professor Tayaw at saka kay Sir Tony. At nakita ko na up to the present, peers is not being controlled by a particular candidate, a party list, or even a political party. Very dependent po kami. Pati kagastusin dito, kanya-kanya po kami sa ngayon. Ang peers po ang mensahero lamang. Ang resulta po ng survey, yan ang mensahe. So ang pananaw po namin sa mga candidates and party list, kung maganda ang pwesto ninyo sa survey, lalo niyo pagputihin na ginagawa ninyo. Pag hindi naman maganda, perhaps it's the time to change your strategy. Lalong pagandahin ng pangangampanya para gumanda ang pwesto sa mga susunod na survey. Yun po kuya.
Last question, if you don't mind. I know it's important the budget. Paano yung budget na pampasweldo dun sa mga nag-conduct ng survey in the lower level? Where did you get the funds? Who funded? Thank you.
Sana meron din magtatanong ng tungkol sa survey mismo, no? Pero alam mo kasi, research, tanong kasi sa university, sa mga professor, meron talagang nagawa ng survey ng mga eskwelahan. Ulitin ko sa iyo, no? 1997 ako unang turo. Naikot ko na ang buong Pilipinas at membro ko ng mga profesional na asosasyon. Sa madaling sabi, marami kami magkakakilalang mga profesor. Kaya ang ginawa namin para makatipid kami sa peer, kasi nga wala namang kaming kumbaga investor or whatever. Kaya nga ngayon lang kami nakapag-survey ng numerical na over the country. Marso kami rehistrado. Kasi nga, unti-unti kaming nalap ng kayahan na umikot. No? Hindi mo kailangan magpasweldo ng araw-araw ng tao na iikot. Kukunin mo yan, contractual yan. No? Halimbawa, pag-survey ka sa Pampanga, hindi ka kukuha ng taga Pampanga. Kukuha ka ng taga Bulacan at yun ang survey sa Pampanga para hindi bias. At siguro kung may mga mag-anak ka sa probinsya, magtanong ka kasi siguradong magsasabi sa iyo na naikutan ng peer. Okay? So, we can still entertain questions as to the methodology, but I'm actually quite surprised because all the while I thought some of you already have an idea who the people are behind as far as peer is concerned.
Magandang umaga po. Ako si Mr. Chot Velasquez ng Elizalde Broadcasting. So I have three questions po, curiosities. One is, you mentioned about yung peers, no? And all yung other survey centers. So I think ang curiosity ng marami ay, what is the need for another survey group? Kasi somehow parang ini-insinuate na parang hindi sila ganun ka-reliable. That's why we need another one that is now presenting itself na reliable, and you will see it sa results later. So that's my first curiosity. The second curiosity is that sa field namin, sociology, there is no such thing as value-free. No? So you are presenting yourself na objective. Right? No? And I think importante sa isya ng credibility, di ba? Pero, yun yan, at least sa amin, sa mga sociologists.
Actually, totoo yan sa mga social scientists. Thomas Hume formulated that particular...
right. So again, no, I think yung ano yung magiging response nyo doon sa you are presenting yourself as a value-free, but at least social sciences think na no, there is no such thing. And pangatlo, doon sa results, you were saying earlier na ito yung initial results. No? Then you're saying na magbabago pa yan eh. Pero ang ngayon, ang tanong palagay ko, curiosity namin, ano-ano ang sa palagay ninyo ang mga magpapabago sa mga results nitong initial na survey mo niya?
Akala ko apat yung tanong mo. So, tatlo. Okay. Una, yung simulan natin doon sa value-free, no? Kasi alam mo, you can search my name, Edmond Tayo. Makikita ninyo, marami din akong publication. I published here and abroad in Singapore and in Germany. No? Just to give you an idea. So, yung debatable yung sinabi mo na hindi sinasabing value-free. Depende kung sa behaviorist ka o sa behavioralist ka. Medyo hahaba yung diskusyon natin dito kasi tagal kong tinuro ang methodology, kuya eh. So, depende din kung sino pinag-uusapan natin na sociologist. Kung si Theodore Adorno na political scientist din, no, at ang pag-uusapan natin, o kaya si Marshall Mauss, eh magkaiba din sila ng pananaw dito. So, mahirap. Ano? At the end of the day, when we speak of human sciences, ibang usapan yan sa natural sciences. Matagal lang na-settle yan nila David Easton. Okay? So, pag human sciences, merong human factor na pumapasok kasi wala ka namang laboratorio. Laboratorio mo yung buong mundo eh. Yung buong society. No? Ngayon, ang sinasabi nating value-free ay yung in-explain ni Dr. JV kanina na marami kaming tools na ginamit statistically para ma-minimize yung human factor. Kaya nga, uulitin ko kanina doon sa tanong, paano nyo ba londohan ito? Actually, madali lang. Kung mamasahe ka mula Bulacan papuntang Pampanga, jeep lang ang sasakyan mo, mura lang, makakaikot ka. Kaya hindi mo kailangan talaga ng lahat ng interviewer mo manggagaling ng Manila. Medyo talagang mamumroblema ka. At hindi lang costly, it will also impact on the timing. Because the field work has to take place within the 3-day period. Actually, mahaba na yung 5 days. No? Pangalawa, kailangan pa na bagong firm. Actually, walang pinag-ibayan kung mahilig ka sa McDonald's, no? Na burger, no? Merong Jollibee. Pero biglang dumami, ang daming mga artisanal burgers na sinasabi. Is it because hindi reliable yung McDo or Jollibee? No. It's a question of choice also and options. Third, when we speak of how we are doing this in peers, and you mentioned if you're a sociologist, that means you can have different takes on practically the same issue. And that's what we're trying to do here. No, kaya nga, again, quoting what Doc JV mentioned earlier, compared to the other survey firms, we are not only looking at the same demographics. We'd like to find out whether for example, some ethnic groups would have a different take on what issue and so on. We'd like to find out whether a region is the same as a province and vice versa. We'd like to find out whether a blue-collar worker would see things differently compared to a white-collar worker, and so on and so forth. Again, the assurance is, even if the firm is new, the people around are old. Siguro, hindi ko na rin nabanggit sa inyo, pati cybersecurity, may expert kami kasi Pierce is not only a local firm. In fact, we are a subsidiary of an international, marami kaming partners na international firm. We've done this with other countries also before, except that, again, precisely because we didn't want to be was this owned by a particular entity, no? We decided we can do it on our own. Kaya marami kami sa film.
Yung pong
Again, yung website
pangatlo,
namin, peersph.org.
yung pangatlong question po, what do you think will change the results of it?
Mahirap sagutin yan eh. Pero si Dr. Tony,
Actually, good morning po sa inyo lahat. Actually, may isa po kaming tanong na mahalaga siguro na maririnig ng mga kakandidato. Tinanong namin kung ano yung mga issues na dapat na natugunan ng mga kakandidato. Ang number one po na sinabi nila ay poverty. So yung poverty yun po ang number one. Pangalawa po ay tungkol sa economy. Siguro sa mga livelihood, sa mga inflation, etc. tungkol sa economy. At ang tatlo po, magandang ano to kasi, corruption. Isa sa mga palagi nating problema po ay corruption. Kaya itong tatlo ito na kapag ikaw ay kandidato at ang plataforma mo ay para i-address itong tatlong ito, malamang malaki ang tsansa mo na manalo.
Maraming salamat po.
That's all po sa MHC Balita ng Bansa. May tanong ako short lang. Hanggang ano po ba kayo na itong quiz na to sa labas nationwide lang?
hindi ko masagot.
Nationwide po ba itong ginagawa ng
Itong survey nationwide, yes.
outside hindi po? Hindi pa.
Hindi ka naman makakapag-survey. Ang gumagawa lang ng survey na global ay UNESCO, World Bank at UNDP sa pagkakatanda ko. Kaya po, nandun po sa website, yung profile po ng bawat membro, na-experience po namin, lalo na si Dr. Tony, no? Naging consultant na kami ng ibang international organizations. Pero wala pong gumagawa ng survey na siguro sa UN Development Index pala, no? Meron pa Freedom House International. Yan mga gumagawa ng international na survey. No? Pero for the purposes of election, yan po yan. Walang international.
Alam ko kasama po yung
Hindi. Wala. Hindi lang.
Wala po kami affiliation sa mga UNDP at sa iba po.
May pang question dito. Who among the candidate and aspirants exhibited resiliency good in handling crisis and dilemma situation, their daily activities and their crisis and dilemma management style?
Dilemma? Anong dilemma?
Dilemma.
Parang wala kaming ganong tanong, kuya. Unfortunately, I don't think that is part of our survey. No? May mga profile na mga kandidato. I'm sure na it's pretty easy searched by the voter. Yes, sir.
Siguro ang idadagdag ko lang is mga issues na lumabas, although siya nasa ay climate change. So yung po climate change dapat din na bigyan ng pansin ng lahat ng ating gobyerno. At saka yung mga kandidato, yung po, alam naman ninyo siguro yung impact ng climate change, no? Yung ating malalakas na ulan, at saka yung flooding, etc. It's simply because of the problem of climate change. So dapat mga tuunan nila yun. Magbigay sila ng mga batas o kaya magkano sila ng lahat ng measures para matugunan. Lalo na po ito sa ating Metro Manila, saka sa mga eastern part ng ating country. Salamat po.
Okay po. To respond to that, yung ating rankings, may mga nuances po kaming sinulat. No? So for example, Ano yung possible reason bakit top 1, top 2, top 3 ito? Bakit may mga newcomers like Camille Villar? Why are they resonating on a specific demographic group? There is a specific senatorial in the person of Colonel Busita who's resonating in this particular segment at this demographic group. Yun po yung aming dinagdag sa aming analysis na nagdag kami ng tinatawag nating insights in order for us to understand the behavior of groups collectively. Pangalawa po is sa aming pong report na ginawa for years sa aming survey report, every ranking and social demographics, may mga specific rankings po yung top 1, top 15. Pagpunta sa male voters, may top 1 to top 15. Including explanations, bakit nagre-reflect siya sa mga male voters? Bakit nagre-reflect siya sa mga those in the poverty line? Bakit siya nagre-reflect doon sa mga blue-collar or white-collar jobs? We're trying to cross-match these issues and their advocacies with their ranks or placements no, sa ating top 1 to 15. Para po may additional layer po ng explanation as to their specific positions in this particular survey.
Gusto ko lang po dagdagan yung sinabi ni Dr. JV, no? Kasi pagdating mo sa party list, isa po sa na tingnan namin ay napakalaki po ang percentage ng undecided. So ibig pong sabihin, lahat po ng mga party list na yan ay kailangan they have to take advantage of that. Kasi 10.97% po yung undecided. Samantalang yung number 1 na 4-piece 10 plus, mas second actually po ang 4-piece. Ang number 1 talaga po itong undecided. So, kailangan magkampanya yung ating mga party list.
Okay po. To Professor Ed tayo, sir. Ano po yung analysis natin dun sa result po ng survey natin? Ilan po senatorial from senators ang makakapasok? And number 2 questions is, bakit wala sa mga dictals si Senator Bongo and Senator Amy Marcos?
I think numbers will already reveal it, no? Actually, in-explain ko naman kanina na mula dito kay Senator Manny Pacquiao, no? Lalo na if we start from Senator Bong Revilla, pag tinignan mo, sakop pa sila ng margin of error na plus or minus 2.5%. So mag-move ito no, hanggang diyan kay Senator Amy, no, na 28%, no, medyo malapit din itong kay former Senator Bam Aquino. So statistically plus or minus so ibig sabihin kung 5% ang difference, ibig sabihin pwede pang malaking chance na magbabago pa yan, no, kaya yun ang margin of error niya, no. Now as to why that was the result, honestly, I cannot second guess the preference or the way the voters or respondents answered the questions. I suppose may kulang sa information, or it also has something to do perhaps with the recent news, no? Nakita naman natin yung mga nagiging investigasyon ngayon, no? Simula pa ng investigasyon ng POGO, makikita mo nag-move na yung mga survey numbers, no? Not only with the result of peers. Actually, kaya din na ginagawa to as a policy research firm, as a development organization, we'd like to be able to compare really, no, the results of the other survey firms. Kasi gusto namin malaman alin ba dito yung reliable. Sa kasamaang palad, siyempre, ethics suggests, hindi ko pwedeng sabihin sa inyo kung sino yung sa tingin namin reliable na survey firm, no? But we are constantly comparing numbers with these reliable survey firms. Actually, makikita ninyo, halos pare-pareho ng resulta. Lahat ng mga survey firms na gumagawa ng face-to-face interview, the same methodology na in-explain ni Dr. JV dito, halos pare-pareho ng resulta yon. So, kung yung kanina, yung tanong ng may nagtanong kanina na mind setting, again, i-correct ko, hindi dapat tingnan ang surveys na mind setting. Ngayon na marami tayong mga survey firms na nakikita, mas magandang tingnan ng mga botante ano yung differences nitong mga survey firms na to, bakit iba yung numbers nila, para makita nila na, aba, hindi pa pala ito yung resulta. No? At in fact, they can still, no, not they can, but they should in fact decide on their own. Huling-huli, pag tinignan mo, 12 yung iboboto mo. Hindi naman lahat bumuboto ng 12. Lalo na ako, pag ako bumuboto, talagang ang binoboto ko lang yung kilala ko na ito talaga yung background. Kasi lahat ng tumatakbo, sasabihin sa'yo, makatao, makadiyos, ganito, no? Pero gusto ko kasing makita yung track record, no? Track record, yung tawag dito, qualifications, and so on and so forth. No? Kapag yun ang naging batayan mo, talagang magbabago at magbabago yung choices mo. Actually, makikita mo naman dito sa numbers, no? Mahirap nang bilangin. Anyway, you have a copy of the results. I'm sure it will show you that actually it's a good mix of those identified with the administration or those in the administration slate and independents. Actually, marami kayong mapapansin na marami dyan na ang presentation nila ay independent sila, pero alam natin kung kanino sila nakalinya. No? Alam nyo, sa panahon ngayon, nang malaman kung anong totoong sinasabi at hindi sinasabi. So, madali mong malaman sino yung administrasyon, sino yung hindi administrasyon. Ang maganda dito sa result, yung matagal lang tumakbo before, no, na hindi pinalad si Dr. Willie, napaka-safe nung kanyang posisyon ngayon, number 5, if I'm not number 5 or 6, number 6, no? Kasi pagka tinignan mo lahat yung mga naging halalan before, lahat ng mga nagra-rank ng 8 pababa, yun yung madalas na nagbago. No? In fact, from experience, tagal ko nang tinitingnan yung mga eleksyon na yan, actually, ang lang masasabi na siguradong papat 12, yung consistent na 1 to 4. Yan, sigurado yan. Magbago man yung 1 to 4 na yan, pasok pa din sila doon sa 12. Pero again, uulitin ko, ano, madaling magbago ang pulso ng tao. Ang example ko palagi dyan, yung 2013 election. Senator Grace Poe was anticipated to rank between 8 and 12. Pero biglang nag-number 1 siya. No? So hindi natin matatawaran pa din ang paglapit sa botante at pagkampanya ng maayos para intindi sa kanila bakit sila ang dapat napiliin.
Siguro dadagdag ko lang, yung survey po na nakaraan, ang mga survey po nung araw, ang number 1 po ay si Tolpo, po ba? Pero sa actual, sino ang number 1? Si Ruben Padilla.
Very volatile yung position because political landscapes will actually change overnight just because of a specific circumstance. Sige po.
Roy Ho from Current PH. Dalawa lang ho. Hindi mataas yung undecided sa party list, no? Pero wala kayong figures undecided sa senatorial one. And yung mga previous na surveys, some of them put this at around 46%. So ano talaga yung undecided sa survey nyo dun sa senatorial ball? Number 2, kailan ho uling pangalawang labas ng inyong survey?
Una, hindi ka maglalagay ng undecided sa senatorial, kuya, kasi 12 ang pinipili mo dyan. Kahit na isa lang ang piliin mo, pumili ka pa din. No? Unless mag-a-abstain yan, which is rather rare. No? So hindi talaga sasama yan. Sa party list, lang ang iboboto mo, kaya talagang may undecided dyan. No? So walang undecided sa senatorial. Ang tawag po dyan sa tunay na electoral system parlance, multi-member system or multi-member district. No? Yan lang ang parang bumuboto tayo ng mga konsehal. Napansin ninyo, bumuboto tayo ng mga kagawad, hindi lang isang binoboto mo, marami yun. No? So walang undecided dyan. Merong bumuboto ng isa, dalawa. Siguro kung meron bumoto na wala talaga doon, hindi tinuturing na undecided yun kasi nga multi-member district yan. Yung susunod na survey, hanggat maaari, pipilitin namin every month, no, hanggang dumating ng election, meron kaming gagawin na survey kasi talagang gusto namin i-monitor. Pero katulad nung binanggit nung una nagtanong kanina, syempre, again, it will depend on the number of subscriptions and the number of interested parties that will be willing to support the surveys. Again, as much as possible, we'd like to sustain, no, what we're able to do. But just like any researcher will explain to you, it always requires resources. No? And considering that nobody owns the fair, no, all of us are members and contributing individually, no, the need for resources is always a factor. No? But the plan is every month makapag-serve kami.
Hello, good morning po. Arato rito po ako sa balita. Kasi nabang po kanina ang first ay bago lang. Subalit ang mga members nito ay halos mga veterans na. Sir, ano po ang masasabi natin na pwede nating ipaglaki o ipagmagara ang first talagang aasahan pagdating sa survey? Ano po kaya ang pwede nating ipagmalaki?
Siguro po yung background po namin lahat, members ng peers, nakaya po dito yung mukha namin, pangalan namin, sa madalang salita po, tayo ang pagkatao namin. Ang reliability at credibility po ng peers, nagit ni Professor Ed tayo kanina, makikita po ninyo sa resulta ng 2025 midterm elections. Kaya ang survey po na ilalabas namin sa app po ng aming makakaya ay very, very accurate. Kasi po nakataya diyan ang credibility ng peers. So sana po, pagdating sa dulo, makikita po tayo at kayo po magsabi sa amin, ay, credible pa tayo. Salamat po.
Sir, may napatunayan na po ba tayo na talagang...
Kasi sinabi na nga po namin bago po kami. But individually, na po kami.
Mag-observe pa lang kami. Parang gano'n.
Pwede po. Bago po yung grupo, pero kami individually, may mga kanya-kanya na po kaming mga nagawa naman.
At gusto ko po dagdag, man kami po full-time po dito sa peers. Kami kanya-kanya kang hanap buhay. Kaya kaya namin kumbaga nabigay ng konting ano dito dahil tulong-tulong naman kami. Pero meron kaming main source of income. Kanya kami po.
Natatawa na ako dun sa tanong yun. No? Pero anyway, again, you can very well search the names of the members of the firm. At maganda yung panggit ni Tony, no? Kasi dahil nga walang nagmamay-ari nung firm talaga at kumbaga ambag-ambagan kami dito, ang batayan lang namin yung experience namin sa pag-research. Kasi ang survey po research basically. No? So kaya nga actually hindi lang ako ang professor dito, kami dito professor sa totoo lang, no? So hindi ko nasasabihin na reliable or whatever. Again, hanggang proof of pudding is in the eating. So makikita ninyo na lang yan later. And again, I don't have to convince anyone na kami pinakamagaling. Makikita nyo pa rin po yung later
Sir, last na lang po. Sir, kung sakali po kayo ang tatakbo, isa sa inyo.
Ay, wala na kaplano-plano.
Sir, halimbawa lang, sir. Halimbawa lang. Sakali po, ano po kaya ang epektibo kaya yung mga nangangakong kandidato para manalo o paawa effect para sila manalo?
Actually, kaya po nagsama sa pareho kami mga akademiko, mga profesional, no, mga consultant, na hindi isa sa amin nagplanong tumakbo. Mahirap namin sabihin yan. No? We can only claim what we are able to call from the research. Mahirap kami manghula. At karamihan sa inyo, kilala niyo ako bilang political analyst. Siguro ako yung political analyst na pagka tinanong, sinasabi ko sa inyo diretso kung hindi ko alam. Kasi hindi ko talaga alam No? Hindi ako manghuhula ng sabihin ko sa inyo. No? Kung hindi ko talaga alam, hindi ko alam. So ito po, hindi namin tinanong ito sa mga botante na kung ang bobola ba, ibobola niya, hindi po namin tinanong yun.
Ang gusto ko lang dagdagan po ako nanawagan sa lahat ng butante sa sambayanan na pagdating po sa botohan, dapat mapanuri po tayo. Kung sino ang dapat natin na iboto. Kailangan po natin yun dahil yun po ay para sa kinabukasan natin, kinabukasan ng ating mga anak at mga susunod pang generation. Kaya ang panawagan ko, kailangan po mapanuri kayong lahat kung sino ang iboboto natin. Salamat po.
Okay, thank you so much on behalf of Current TVPH and Impact Publishing. Thank you so much po sa ating mga guests.
Okay, wrap na. Tapos ang part 2. Sir, live tayo, sir.
Yung mga kandidata na mga gagawin nila yung mga kanal.
Huwag na sila iboto.
Huwag na sila iboto.
Alam naman ng taong bayan kung sila ang bumoto.
So ano yung deserving na naman? Pagdating na
Siyempre, unang-una may experience. Kung ano yung pinangako, yun ang kanyang ginagawa. Dapat yun ang kailangan buo natin yun. Diba? Alam naman natin kung sino yung naging salita natin. Diba? So, kailangan mo mapanuri talaga tayo. Una, experience, background, at saka siyempre, siya ba ay talagang totoong nagsasabi. Nasa action po eh. Ang para mapatunayan natin na sila ay nagsasabi na gagawin nila yung kanilang sinasabi. Ano pa po din natin? Dr. Antonio Avila po. Baka may calling card kayo, provide naman. Live po tayo, nationwide, worldwide po to. IBS. Thank you, sir. Kasi may kasi pa ho, tuturo po ako kayo. Kaya kailangan kong umalis na po. Maraming salamat. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Okay, so wrap up na tayo. At yan yung nakita natin kanina, no? Yung part 1 is yung part 1, ano? Tungkol sa vape to, no? Vape, on the vape law, etc. Lahat ng issues, ano, ng vape, pa. At ang foremost guest dito ay si Dr. Lorenzo Mata, MD, MP's President, si Attorney Eugene Tiap, HRAP, Hotel and Restaurant Association of the Philippines President, Mr. Anton Israel, ano? NCUF, Nicotine Consumers Union of the Philippines, ano? So yung part 2 naman, yung survey, mga survey ng senatorial and what you call this, senatorial and party list, no? So ganun po ang later i-ano ko sa i-ano natin tungkol dito in brief details at yun, yung muna. So pala muna, partner.
Yes, sabi ko ng Central Luzon Balita, Pilipinas, this is Grace Fernandez, sabi nga, God bless and see you again to another vlog tayo sa mga susunod na. Monday po, abangan niyo hindi po kami.
Okay, Edmund, Samaniego, Pangilinan, see you again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, update, Pilipinas!